What's up, my fourth grade friends? It's Mrs. Holt here. I am on the YouTubes again with you guys today, creating some more virtual art. We have a really exciting lesson today. You're going to need a couple of things that we'll go over later in the video: your paper, your Sharpie, your black pen or your marker, and something to color with. We're going to start by watching a video about the element of art, color. Then we're going to look at some different pictures, some different pieces of artwork, and talk about the elements of art that they are used. We're going to do a demo together, and then you are going to continue to do your artwork. So at any time in this video, if it's going too fast, please feel free to pause the video, rewind it, rewatch as much as you need to make sure you get it right. I can't wait to see all the things that you're going to create, and I'll see you guys later.
A lot of representational art attempts to portray the world realistically by mimicking three-dimensional space and attempting to faithfully render objects as we see them. However, many artists embrace a different reality. So-called color field painters of the 1950s and 60s wanted to reinforce the idea that the painted canvas is a flat, two-dimensional space. They made enormous, large-scale paintings that were often comprised of just one or two colors. Their art didn't represent the outside world or try to take you to another place. It reinforced the fact that you're looking at a painting. The bold, bright colors they used weren't meant to represent anything else. For them and the many artists they inspired, color is a beautiful and worthy subject all its own. Color is one of the 7 elements of art, along with line, shape, form, texture, value, and space. When light hits an object, some of it is absorbed and some of it is reflected, depending on the materials the object is made of. The light that is reflected off of the object is what we see as an object's color. Red, yellow, and blue are called primary colors because they cannot be made from the mixing of other colors. However, the 3 primary colors can be mixed together to produce nearly every other hue imaginable. Green, orange, and violet are the 3 secondary colors. They are created by mixing 2 of the primary colors together in equal amounts. When you mix a primary color with a secondary color, you get a tertiary color, such as red-orange, blue-green. Every individual color can be altered by changing its value through tinting, shading, and toning. Tint is simply any color with white added to it. So red becomes pink, blue becomes light blue, green becomes light green, and so on. A shade, then, is created by adding black to any color. Adding black and white to a color produces a tone. Sometimes a work of art will be made up of the tints, shades, and tones of only one color. This is what we call a monochromatic color scheme. One way artists personalize their work is by creating their own very unique colors, tints, shades, and tones. Notice how the violet colors in this print by Anish Kapoor differ from the ones used by painter Morris Louis. Is there one that has more tinting or shading than another? What do you think is creating the difference? One common way people categorize colors is by temperature. Reds, oranges, and yellows are referred to as warm because they can be easily associated with a warm, sunny day. Blues, violets, and greens, on the other hand, are called cool because they often come to mind when thinking about overcast or rainy days. When cool and warm colors are mixed together in a painting, what is the overall mood or feeling then? Besides the weather, there are many other associations and feelings that colors can summon. Is there a color or combination of colors that triggers a specific memory or thought in you? Understanding the effects colors have on you will help you read an artwork and develop your own interpretation of it. And when making your own artwork, knowing the effect colors have will help you control the messages you hope to convey.
Alright friends, I hope you enjoyed that video about one of my favorite elements of art, color. There are, like he said, 7 elements: line, shape, form, space, texture, value. In abstract art, which is a style of art that was mostly shown in the video, abstract art uses those elements of art combined in new and different ways to create art. So these pieces I'm showing you now are using those elements, and especially color. Color is one of the most exciting and important elements of art that we can use in our abstract art. So all of these different pieces have color as their main focus. We're about to start a new piece of artwork using the element of art, color. So you're going to need a piece of paper, something to color with. So you can use colored pencils, you could use markers, or you could use crayons. We are not going to be using paint. So you need a piece of paper. You could use notebook paper, copy paper, or you could use a piece from your sketchbook. You're also going to need a Sharpie, a black pen, or a black marker. So either 3 of those things will work. You just need something that you can use to outline your lines. You're also going to need a pencil with an eraser. So a pencil and an eraser. Paper, something to outline, something to color with. You're going to start your artwork like we always do by writing your name and your class code on the back of your paper. If you're working in your sketchbook, you do not need to put your name and class code. We know that's your sketchbook because you already wrote your name on it. But if you are working on a separate sheet of paper, you definitely need to write your name and your class code. I wrote out your class codes for your different classes. If you're in Miss Morris' class, you are M4, Jackson, J4, Mrs. Goss's class, G4. Flip your paper over and let's begin. Before I start this demo, I want to remind you that if you ever need to stop the video, review what I'm doing, please do. Stop the video on YouTube, take a minute, catch up wherever you need to be, rewind the video, rewatch what you need to see. Take your time with this, guys. This is really fun and I want to see your best work. So if I go too fast in the video, please stop the video and catch back up. Starting with your pencil, you're going to draw an abstract shape. We've talked a lot about shape in our sketchbooks, geometric, organic, all those different kinds of shapes. You're going to start by drawing this really funky, crazy line. It's going to go all over the place, but it is not going to cross over itself. It is not going to overlap itself. So keep drawing this funky, crazy shaped line. Make sure it's filling up your page. What you're doing by creating this line is you're creating an abstract, organic shape. So I'm just using all these different line varieties that we've already talked about in our sketchbook, and when I finished it off, I made a weird funky shape. I have a gap down here at the bottom, so I just added in a separate funky shape. I'm going to do the same thing up there at the top. Do this in pencil, just in case you make a mistake, you can erase, but you want to make sure you fill in that you want to fill your paper with an abstract, organic shape. Once your shape is how you like it, you're going to take your Sharpie or your black marker or your black pen, whatever you have at home to outline things with, and you're going to go back over those pencil lines. Be really, really careful. Make sure you're going right over your pencil lines. You can turn your paper to make sure you get a better angle as you're drawing, but you want to go over all of those pencil lines. Make sure that your crazy line that you drew does not overlap itself. It does not intersect anywhere, because if you intersect your line, you're no longer going to have a shape. So you want to make sure your shape is open. It's an organic, free-flowing shape. If you have any extra open white space, you can fill that in with a different kind of organic shape. Once you've traced over your pencil lines, you're going to take your eraser and erase over all of those pesky pencil lines so that we only see our beautiful dark Sharpie or pen outline. All right, friends, now it's time to choose your color scheme. We talked a lot about color in the video at the beginning of in the section at the beginning of this video, so if you need to go back and rewatch and review, do that. One of the color schemes that was talked about in the video was a cool color scheme and also analogous colors, so colors that are beside each other in the color wheel. I chose to do an analogous cool color scheme. So technically yellow is a warm color, but when you include yellow with the cool colors, it becomes an analogous cool color scheme. So now I'm just showing you where my shapes are. When you look at this, it's a little crazy. It's hard to decide what is shape and what is background. So make sure you're only going to color inside your shape. We are not coloring the background. The background is the space behind the shape. We are only going to color inside of our shape. So when it's time to start coloring, remember, make sure you're coloring within your shape, not in your background. And what you're going to do is color these blocks of color that stretch across your shape. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I started by making this little rectangle block of this like dark porcelain blue color is what it's called. And I'm going to color across the entire shape. Now, when I start to add my second color, which is this kind of light lavender lilac color, I'm going to stretch the color in a block across the shape. I'm going kind of in an angle. I'm making sure to be really careful, staying inside my lines, going nice and dark, no peekaboo spots. I'm going to add my next color, and here's where you're going to stretch it across the block, or across your shape. The color is going to extend from the shape on the left side across that negative space of the background and finish being colored on the other side. I'll show you something similar to that again, just for your brain so you can really get it. So with this darker purple color, I'm going to stretch it across the shape. I'm going to draw my line where I want my shape to end, and I'm skipping over that negative space of the background. Again, please pay special attention to make sure that you're only coloring the shape and you are not coloring the background. So I had that purple color jump across the negative space of the background and meet up with itself on the other side. And that makes a little bit more sense as we go along. So I'm going to keep coloring this piece using my chosen color scheme. I'm going to be paying special attention to how my, I'm going to be paying special attention and making sure I'm coloring in only my shape and not the space around my shape. And I'm going to jump across that negative space when I reach it with my color. I'm going to speed through the color on this piece of artwork. When I come back, we will work on addressing the background of our artwork. So keep working. I'm going to put some music on and we'll see you in a bit. Friends, now that you have finished coloring in your shape, your abstract oblong shape with your colored pencils, crayons, markers, whatever you're using, you're going to go back with either your Sharpie, your black marker, your black crayon, whatever you use to outline, and you're going to add in some more of those funky abstract shapes in the white space around your colored in shape. So again, I'm adding in some different shapes into that white space, that negative space. That's what the white space around the shape is called, is negative space. In that area, I'm adding in some more of these really funky, oblong, different abstract shapes using my black pen, my black Sharpie, or my black marker. You'll see in a minute that I even go in and add in some even tinier shapes inside of the bigger shapes I've added. So just keep adding and working in some more of these shapes until you're finished. All right, my friends, for the next 13.5 minutes, this is your work time to continue your art lesson. So you should still be working on your art video for the next 13.5 minutes. I've set a timer on the video. It's going to go off. When the timer goes off, that is the end of your related arts for Wednesday. You have the choice to continue working on your art piece. If you really get into this and you want to keep working, by all means, keep doing it. If you're done for the day, you can save this for another time. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed creating this color block abstract art with me today. We used the elements of art line, shape, and color. I had a great time creating with you, and I'll see you guys next time.